And really one of our favorite days of the year, as coming up Sunday, of course, the Academy Awards. But we look far forward to this visit, our annual visit with Mr. Skin from MrSkin.com, his annual Anatomy Awards. Skin, how are you?
Hey, Gomez and Lisa, really good. And I mentioned to you off the air, this is my 26th annual. Can you believe I've been doing this for 26 years? It's like crazy. Crazy.
Well, the first year goes, 1999, obviously. And that's
Well, I launched Mr. Skin in August of 99, but my first Oscar Anatomy Award parody was in 2000, so this is my 26th.
So when you first launched MrSkin.com back in 99, when did this idea, was it like over a beer, somebody said, hey, you ought to do an Anatomy Awards?
Just so you know, every big decision I've ever made was over a beer, so yes. Yeah, we were just, we were always trying to come up with promotions and things to, just ideas for articles and different things. And when with the Oscars, it was Academy Awards, and someone had the genius idea of saying Anatomy Awards, and next thing you know, we started doing this. And really what this is, obviously, it's a parody of the Oscars, but we go into the body parts, best butt, best breasts, all that stuff, of course. But what I really enjoy and what it's become for me is we're able to curate this weird and crazy nudity that happens all over the world, not just in American television or movies. And things happen over the course of the year that are so wild and crazy. I just love to feature them in the Anatomy Awards because it's stuff number one, you probably don't know what happened. Number two, you may never see a nude scene or a sex scene like this again. And we have 42 total categories, and that's why I was going to go over some of the crazy ones with you today because I thought it'd be a lot of fun.
Sure. And I know there are a couple of new categories, I understand.
There's always new categories because the problem is, the problem is these things don't happen every year. So it's almost like if something weird happens, I make a category up for it so I could talk about it. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's get right into it.
Yeah. So like a simple one that we do every year if we can is best thong. And because a lot of times actresses don't get fully nude, but their thong is still so amazing. And the winner this year was Zendaya in a movie called Challengers. And you know her from the show Euphoria. That's how she became, pretty famous. But she's gone on now to be a big star. And in this movie, she plays a tennis pro turned coach, and she seduces one of the players, and oh my God, is it a sexy scene, and our best thong of the year, as you can imagine.
Best thong.
Okay.
Anyway, another one, this is more on the funny side, but best camel toe, I hope we could mention that. Yeah, it's Billie Eilish and Billie Eilish live in concert, and again, we don't get a treat of this every year, but this was a very obvious one. Wearing bike pants, that was in there. Another one is best nudecomer, who became famous because of a great nude scene, and we loved Mikey Madison and Anora, which is getting Oscar buzz. It could win Best Picture, but we'll see. But she was so nude in this. She was on a show with Pamela Adlon. She played the oldest daughter on this FX series called Better Things about 5 years ago, and now she's in this movie, and it was her nude debut too, but boy, was it fantastic. So that was our best nudecomer. Now we'll get into some of the really weird stuff. For instance, our craziest nip slips was Amy Adams, a very famous actress, in a movie called Night Bitch, which is based on a 2021 book of the same name. And in the movie, she begins to think she's transforming into a dog at night because she's a mom and she's tired and she's raising kids and all this. But at one point, she opens her shirt and she's wearing a bra, and she notices she has 6, like what a dog has on their stomach, like the nipples on the and it is obviously it's a prosthetic, it's not real, but it is so weird, and I had never seen like nip slip. We always look for nip slips, but this is not what we bargained for. But that won our craziest nip slips this year. So one I should say that was really cool. Every year, what happens a lot now is these, and they're usually obscure distribution companies or boutique DVD labels will release old movies from the 70s or 80s on Blu-ray, and it's really cool because a lot of that stuff needs to be upgraded because it's just not in good shape. And one amazing thing that happened this year is this boutique label called Fun City Editions released the 1982 Skin classic Paradise starring Phoebe Cates. And think of Blue Lagoon, but this was like an R-rated version of the Brooke Shields movie Blue Lagoon. And what's interesting is this movie came out 3 months before Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and it doesn't have that iconic one scene like Fast Times, and nobody saw this movie at the time, but trust me, Phoebe Cates was completely nude from start to finish in this movie, and now that it's on Blu-ray, it is really an incredible piece of art. Let me just say that. And it's really amazing. So that was our best Blu-ray find this year. And one other one, I was mentioning nip slips, but we have when there's a great wardrobe malfunction, we like to feature this. And this year there was a really interesting one for our Anatomy Awards. It was Maren Morris and Willie Nelson's 4th of July picnic concert, and it starred, I know, while others are listening to the music, we're looking for wardrobe malfunctions, but it had Bob Dylan there, Robert Plant, a lot of big names, and Maren Morris is wearing a jean skirt with it like one of those jean skirts where one leg is completely exposed, and okay, if you're going to dress like that, that's fine, but you can't, you got to wear underwear, and anyway, it was our best wardrobe malfunction was Maren Morris in the Willie Nelson 4th of July picnic, and anyway, and that's what now. One that I've never seen that's on our list that I don't know if you guys even want to see this, but let me explain it to you. It's Riley Keough winning Best Sasquirt, and what that means is it was a comedy last year that came out with Jesse Eisenberg and Riley Keough. Now, Riley Keough is Elvis Presley's granddaughter, the daughter of Lisa Marie Presley. And in this movie, they shot it in the style of a nature documentary about a family of Sasquatches, Bigfoot. They go about their normal routine. There is no dialogue. They don't speak a word of dialogue. It's just all like hand signals and grunting and stuff. Now, that's the whole movie, right? Well, at the 48-minute mark, Riley Keough, in her Sasquatch outfit, stands in the middle of a road, and I guess the mating ritual for the Sasquatches is they have to empty out all their bodily fluids in front of one another.
Okay.
And imagine she wins Best Sasquirt. Imagine what that is. And by the way, that's not the only bodily fluid being released. And it is one of the most disturbing scenes I've ever seen. Of course, it's all, it's not really her bodily fluids, but for the role, it is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in all my years of doing Mr. Skin stuff. So, that gives you some idea. And we have other awards. The best reverse teeter-totter is in there. You don't want to miss that, of course. But I should mention there's 2 big awards we do every year that you guys would be familiar with. The first is what we call the Breast Picture. What mainstream movie featured the best nudity? And without question, it was Demi Moore's The Substance. You guys probably heard about it.
Yeah.
She won the Golden Globe for Best Actress, and it was the first award she ever won for acting, which is pretty incredible. But she was 61 years old when she filmed this, and she is obviously very nude in it, and I got to say, like when we were like in high school, if someone was 61 years old, you'd probably say, "Oh, I don't want to see that naked," right? But like now, she looks like someone in their 30s. It's ridiculous how great she looked, and there was a ton of nudity in this movie, including from Margaret Qualley, Andie MacDowell's daughter, and it was our mainstream film with the best nudity was The Substance Breast Picture. And finally, every year we do a Lifetime Skincheavement Award, which is like, you know how they do for the Oscars,
Sure,
but we do it there. So anyway, we were thinking like who this year is someone that's had a great career of nudity that kind of made a comeback in a sense, or that's in the news. And we chose Pam Anderson. And you might have noticed they had that Pam and she had a Netflix documentary in 2023, and then in the last couple of years, she's like with this new show, The Last Showgirl, and everything that's going on. She's gotten some really good reviews for that show, and she's just like made a nice comeback within the last couple of years. So this year we honored Pam Anderson, who's in the Mr. Skin Hall of Fame for an incredible career of nudity, with our Lifetime Skincheavement Award. But like I said, we have 42 total categories at the front page of Mr. Skin. I just kind of gave you a few of the highlights, but there's something for everyone in the Anatomy Awards this year.
That's
All right.
true, as I just took a quick scroll through, and yep, there is pretty much something for everybody. Now, do you still, what would still be, Skin, the most requested person who hasn't done any nudity yet?
That's a great question. I would say, I'm trying to think of someone who hasn't done nudity. Jenna Ortega would probably be right up there. Now, she did have a nip slip that we caught, a really good one on that YouTube Hot Wings show, Hot Ones, which was pretty crazy. She's probably one of the most popular actresses that hasn't done an official R-rated movie nude scene. But I always tell you, Raquel Welch was always my one that got away. I always wished Raquel Welch would have done a nude scene, but she never did. So yeah.
Has J-Lo ever done one?
Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Before she was famous, you remember she was a fly girl on Living Color. She did a movie with Wesley Snipes called Money Train in about 1995. And it's really awesome. About 54 minutes in, she's topless. But at the time, no one knew who she was. She was an unknown actress, and it wasn't until that dress she wore at that award show in about 99 that what was it, the Grammys or something, where she wore that green dress. That people still talk about. That put her on the map, and now she's a huge star. Brief nudity in her career. She also did a Oliver Stone movie called U-Turn where she was topless, but she's been naked, and it's just not like a ton.
Okay. It's the incredible Mr. Skin from MrSkin.com, the annual Anatomy Awards. You can go on at MrSkin.com, get all caught up. And as always, Skin, great to get caught up with you. And what's next on the Skin Lab radar?
Oh, I don't know. We may have some sort of Whack-It bracket coming up, so we'll keep you posted. So, yeah.
Okay, very good. Excellent.
All right, great talking to you guys.
You too,
great
Mr. Skin.
Appreciate
Appreciate
it. Bye-bye.
There he goes,
Bye.
folks.
Bye, Skin. Bye.
Mr. Skin.
Crazy.
From Mr. Skin.com, just a great gig all the way around, right?